Good evening. Welcome to tonight's live broadcast. I am your host, Al Scott. I just sat down. I just took my seat before the music stopped. As always, thank you all for tuning in to tonight's broadcast. Adriana, thank you so much. I love you. Thank you for your genuine support for the show and what we are trying to do. Tonight, we're going to open up with a breaking news story from out of the great state of Georgia. The recount in Georgia has come to its end, and Joe Biden wins the great state of Georgia. Georgia went blue. Wonderful, 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 wonderful news tonight. Karen, good evening to you. Dana, good evening to you. Always love you. Love yourself first. I like that. Amen. Amen. Totally agree with that. There's Don White. Good evening to you. A Powers is in the house as always. Love you big time. I expected Trump to be a one-term president, and I was right about that. I didn't say it. President Obama said it. I agree with it 1,000,000%. He will be a one-term president, and that's really an embarrassment because you only have 4 years to show the people that you are for the people if you want to sit there again. But we all know how this story came to its end. Miss Miller from North Carolina, good evening to you. Welcome, my good friend, Louise Royal. Hadn't heard from her since about 3 or 4 months ago. Lisa, good evening to you. Miss Moore, good evening to you. And welcome. Delegate Sandy Moon, good evening to you. I'm assuming, what is it? Ms. Thompson, good evening, everyone. This man lived in my community, and yes, he was crazy. That could either be me or the brother we're going to talk about tonight. And if you would like to clear it up, it would be wonderful. Valerie, I love you big time. You're a new subscriber. I humbly bow to you. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Love you big time. Thank you so much, and welcome. Well, when truth matters, why go anywhere else? Coronavirus is still spreading extremely fast across the United States. California's governor issued a 10 p.m. Curfew tonight because of how fast the virus is moving throughout the city. Trump dropped his Michigan lawsuit. Let me say it again. Trump dropped his Michigan lawsuit. Well, what made you drop it, Doug? I mean, Donald? Because I won. Okay. What made you drop it? Because I won. That's why you dropped the lawsuit? Because you won? Your parents must be so proud. That's exactly what he said. That he dropped it because he won. Right before this election, I remember, because this dude is bugging. Indeed, you are welcome, Lisa. She says, because this dude is bugging. Amen to that. Straight out of his damn mind. What else we got here before we get off into tonight's show? Odessa, Texas, hospitals filled to capacity with COVID-19 patients. Donald Duck has invited some Republicans to the White House tomorrow. We can only guess what the conversation is going to be about. I don't know what else could be done to get into his, which has to be an extremely small brain the size of a mustard seed, to get him to come to realization that it's over. Even after they certified it, they tried to get the two people that was against it to rescind. The law said, you can rescind only in your mind. We're not going to do it. That's not legal. This dude is trying every hook and crook to stay in the White House. But it's not going to happen. It's just not. They're already planning for his inauguration. I don't know where in the hell he's going to be inaugurated at or what it's going to be for, but I'm positive it will not interfere with President-elect Joe Biden raising his right hand on January the 20th. It won't interfere with that. We know that. That's a fact. So in the way of Trump going, he can go, but he won't be in that White House. They are trying everything that they can come up with to say Donald Duck won last night, today. He tweeted out again, I won. No, you didn't, dude. No, you didn't. And it shouldn't be hard for him, and it might be, but it shouldn't be hard for him to understand why he lost. If he look at the numbers, if he listened to the things people say about him, especially on CNN, if I was him, I wouldn't make another damn statement about nothing. I just get in the White House and lay my super stupid ass down from embarrassment, and I would not come out until January the 20th to attend President-elect Joe Biden's inauguration. That's what I would do. Because unless you just enjoy making an ass out of yourself, I mean, I guess some folks like that. I don't. I mean, when I speak, I want to be right. I want to be right when I speak. But the odds are against the White House. There's nothing else we can do. There is nothing else we can do. We're done. The American people spoke loud and clear in this election. Trump, you must go. They don't want you there. Still to this day, he has not addressed the coronavirus surge in the United States. He's spending, I guess, about damn near 24/7 a day with his smartphone in his hand, sending out tweets. So you done forgot about the coronavirus. You done forgot about the evictions. You done forgot about the economy. And so you just gonna sit there and not do a damn thing for the people. And now you trying to prove that you won the election. If I was there, I'd put him in a goddamn corner and say, get your super stupid ass over there in that corner and stay there until you get your mind right. It's over. You cannot make your will be the will of the people when the people have already spoken. Right before the election, and I've talked about this several times, we talked about votes. Valerie says, like the song says, hit the road, Jack. Totally agree with that. And don't you come back no more. Okay, so a lot of people didn't agree with me. And a lot of people still don't agree with me. Well, that doesn't bother me. It doesn't.
You have your beliefs, and I have mine. Position determines perspective. What you see depends upon where you're standing. But if the powers that be do not want your vote to count, if the powers that be do not want your vote to count, if the powers that be do not want your vote to count, it will not count. Regardless of race, it will not count. Surely somebody on the live feed tonight can say amen to that, because we're seeing it every day. You got Lindsey Graham, hey, toss out all the legal votes. Okay, do what? Toss out all the legal votes. As simple as that. As simple as that. This country, it is a very dangerous time right now in this country with the people that we have in the White House. Anything can go wrong. How low will he go? Now he's inviting people to the White House to try to win them over. Some kind of way to say, yeah, Trump won. Evidently it's not, but I'm going to try to look tomorrow. Surely there has to be something somewhere that can put brakes on this loose cannon in the White House. Because we're all headed for destruction as he continued with his shenanigans. President-elect Joe Biden spoke today, and the reporter asked him, well, why don't you all just, go the legal way to stop him? And he says, we don't want to do that now, but we have not ruled it out. We don't want to do that now, but we have not ruled it out. And as he was speaking, the reporter kept interrupting. I mean, but if the virus is as bad as you all say it is, I mean, why don't you go ahead and file the necessary legal paperwork? So I'm going to paraphrase what President-elect Joe Biden told her. In so many words, he said, right now, it won't speed up the process, period. So I know on the 20th, he's coming out. Whatever mess he left, we're going to deal with it. That's all we can do. It's just as simple as that. But here's what he was really saying. And I had my shout sheet on. Here's what he was really saying. Right now, our sole focus right now at the head of the sheet of paper is the coronavirus pandemic in the United States. So you want me to stop addressing that and play with the child in the room? No, life is serious. Life must go on. I will not do that. You already have one jackass that's responsible for over 200,000 Americans being dead. And you want to add me to that foolishness? No, I got work to do. Trump don't. Either way it goes, he comes out. Now, if he wants to continue to make an ass out of himself, I'll oblige you. Do what you do. But President-elect Joe Biden, I totally agree with that. We have serious issues to deal with. And if it comes to a point where he said, okay, you know what, I'm fed up, let's do it. He said he will. No problem. But I'm sure many of you would agree tonight, I would do the same thing, Joe Biden. I would do the same thing. And if I was president of the United States, I would be handling exactly the way President-elect Joe Biden is responding to the child in the room. The child in the room, the little girl in the room who keeps going to school, lying to the teachers. These barrettes are too tight. These barrettes are too tight. They're not too tight. Mom checked them before she left. But she go to school and she keep lying. They're too tight. They're too tight. So the teacher goes and says, Tasha, they're not tight. They're too tight. We don't have time to play the game. As we would say in Ebonics, I's got living to do. We must go on. The show must go on. With or without the participation of the clown and his circus. I mean, but what did we expect? If you elect the clown, the circus has to come. It's as simple as that. It's just as simple as that. Now, talk about the coronavirus in California. Okay. I don't remember when I received it, but a lady contacted me about a case that we're going to talk about tonight. And it's been a while. This may have been well over a month ago. But I remember the night that the call came in. It was a Saturday night. And what was ironic about it is that we don't answer the phone on the weekend. We don't. Unless it's a high profile case we're doing, then we probably will. But this particular Saturday, there wasn't anything going on. I just happened to be at the desk. And probably around about this time, the call came in. She gave me her name. She told me she was a supporter of the show. She told me she shared the videos. She told me she gives it a thumbs up if she likes it. She also told me that I donate to the Cash App and PayPal. That's what she told me. If y'all don't remember nothing else about this lady, remember that. She said she donated to the Cash App and PayPal. So she told me about a brother named Gregory Green. And she asked, have I heard of the story? Never heard of it. I don't know if black or white. She began to tell me about the story. And I'm listening. And the more she tells me about the guy, the more evil the story gets. We probably talked for maybe 45 minutes to an hour, somewhere along in there. And she said, I would just like for you to do a story on it, if you will. And I promised her that I would do it. I hope I didn't give her a set time, because if I did, I know for a fact I didn't make it. So if you're on here tonight, I deeply, deeply apologize. But true to my word, we're going to bring it to the light tonight. So it's ironic that I was at the desk and the phone rang. But it's done rung plenty of times, and I'm sitting there, I just won't answer. But that night, I did. When we look at the Malia Davis case, and we look at the lady that carried her in her womb, I dare not say her mother. When we look at the case of Tootie, and all the other kids that have experienced a life of torture, some even death. The story we talked about, I think it was last night or the night before, about a 2-month-old girl in Texas had injection marks over her body because someone in the household, between the mother, the grandmother, and the mother's boyfriend, was injecting a 2-month-old baby with heroin. The police would later be called to the home, where they found the child unresponsive. Oh, okay. Sandy says, I saw the trial and it broke my heart seeing his wife. Listen. I cried. I did. I cried myself when I was listening to her speak and watching his demeanor as she was speaking. And the scar is visible on her face where he sliced her with the knife and shot her in her foot. But she was a very strong woman to be there addressing it And her ex-husband had taken the lives of their 4 children. 2 of those girls were between Gregory and Faith. Is it Faith Green? I think, yeah, Faith Green. So she had 2 before they got together, and then they have 2. I'm gonna speed up, then we're gonna come back. When the judge was getting ready to sentence him, and she gave him an opportunity to speak. He talked about God. He talked about how he loved his girl. He talked about how he would miss doing this and that with her. And then, as if a faucet, the fake emotions went off. And he said, only God knows what happened. I know. At the end, the brother said, cocky, this Tupac shit, only God can judge me. God is in the middle of this, and I'm waiting to see what God has in store for me next. This is what the brother said in the courtroom. And if I'm lying, you ask a lady who just said she watched it too. This is what he said. So, what he's doing, the killer himself is playing what role? What role is he playing? I'll tell you, victim. Because God knows what happened. Basically, I had to do it. I have no other choice. My back was against the wall. I had to kill him. And only God can judge me. But I'm looking forward to what he has for me next. That pissed me off. Let's get to the story. Gregory Green murdered 4 children and shot his then wife, Faith Green, in the foot and sliced her face on the morning of September 21st. I think it was 2017. Gregory Green is the father of two girls. The younger, he's their father, ages 4 and 5. Faith Green, 2 older daughters, ages 17 and 19, were killed. Here's what happened. On that morning, September 21st, Faith Green, the wife, the mother, was gagged, duct taped, had her wrists bound with zip ties. And she was forced to watch her husband kill her 2 daughters. She was forced to watch. He shot both girls in the head in front of their mother. The 2 younger girls were poisoned, carbon monoxide. Now, eventually, the brother took a plea deal. He took a plea deal. And in his plea deal, here's some of the charges that stood. 2nd-degree murder, assault with intent to do great bodily harm, felony firearm, a host of other charges in agreement with their plea, they dismissed those. Now, when the prosecutor began to speak and tell the court about the girls that was killed and how he killed them, the brother had the audacity to stand there and begin to act as if he's getting emotional about what happened to the daughters. And I know he's not getting emotional, at least not for real. You killed them. You did. You did. You brought two of them into this world, and you also took them out. And he stood and just, I miss doing this and surely you knew if you kill him, you couldn't do what you claim you miss. Didn't hold no water with me. The brother was sentenced to 45 to 100 years in prison. Now, Gregory Green is no angel, just like all of us. But it wasn't Gregory Green's first encounter with police, nor was it his first time killing someone. He had previously served 16 years because he killed his first wife, stabbed her to death. He killed his first wife and their unborn child. When he killed the girl, after shooting the mom in the foot, slicing her face, calmly he calls 911. September 21st. He calls 911 at 1:15 a.m. Tells the operator what happened. And when the officers arrived, he was waiting in his driveway. And they took him to jail. And when they got the bodies out of the house. When he killed his first wife, he did the same thing. He called 911 calmly and reported that he had killed his wife and their unborn child. Went to prison. While in prison, he had an opportunity to come up for parole. Incidentally, his wife was 6 months pregnant. when he would come up for parole, first couple of times, he was denied. Denied again. Twice in 1 year. Finally, to make a long story short, he was released from prison. He was released from prison. In 2008, he was granted parole. And when he pled guilty to the first crime, he pleaded an insanity defense. He was denied parole 4 times, twice in 2004, twice in 2006. But finally, in 2008, he was granted release. So how was he granted release? What programs did he complete in the system to say that he is not a threat to society? Well, actually nothing. He did nothing. Absolutely nothing. A pastor, a civil rights activist lobbied on his behalf. A preacher lobbied on his behalf. And so he was released from prison. A couple of years later, he would meet fate. They would become husband and wife. Good evening, Mrs. McCart. Welcome, welcome. They will become husband and wife. She had 2 daughters. Together, they had 2 more. But somewhere during the course of the relationship, things began to go south. Things start spiraling out of control. Fate, if you ask her to describe them in one word, she would say monster. And incidentally, I didn't know she used that word before we gave the show the title, Beyond Evil, Beyond Shocking. And we put at the bottom, a monster in human form. That's exactly what he is, a monster in human form. So in 2013, watch this, she files for divorce, cited a breakdown of marriage and relationship is why I'm seeking a divorce. Before filing for divorce, Green applied on February 22nd, 2013, but was denied a personal protection order against her husband. According to court records in her request, Green wrote that her husband was threatening her with things. He even went so far as to tell her one day, it's going to get ugly. At times, she was scared to do anything in the house, not knowing what he would do. One day, she says, he jumped at me like he was going to attack me. This went on for hours. The complaint also claimed Gregory Green was belligerent, kicking things. The day before the filing, he kicked the couch. He kicked the couch while the baby was sleeping on the couch. They denied her request for protection. I don't know why this brother was free. I can't fathom why they would let him out. And then he's blessed to meet a good woman, and he interrupts her life and her children's life permanently just because he can do it. On this go around, the state ordered a psych evaluation. The findings, nothing's wrong with him. He can stand trial and will stand trial. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. When the judge was asking him different questions and he would respond, he's responding somewhat slow as trying to convince the court that he's not in his right mind. He has some mental issues. I understand what's going on, but I don't. That's what he was really doing. But the judge didn't give a damn how he responded to it. If he lived to come out of there, that will be when he is 96 years old. Now, when the sentence was handed down, the courtroom went wild. It was time for him to go. It was past time for him to go. His ex-wife says, I won't be satisfied until you burn in hell, basically. She says, sometimes I wish it was me that died. She's got some trauma issues going on now. She breaks down a lot. Understandable. When the man that you are in love with and claims he is in love with you and is the father to the children, we know beyond a shadow of a doubt that no harm would come to the kids as long as the father is around, in the house or somewhere in the city. But the father became the stranger danger and altered the vehicle so that when he put the girls in the back seat, the carbon monoxide would come in and overtake them, and they would die. And that's exactly what he did. It's beyond evil. It's beyond shocking, the things that this man is accused of doing. Now, when he killed his first wife, and he killed their unborn child, I don't know how you would let him do 16 years and then set him free. I wouldn't care who came down and pleaded in his defense. Are you aware that he stabbed his wife to death and she was 6 months pregnant, and when he killed her, he killed the baby? And you allow him because you say he needs to be free. I understand you're a pastor. I understand it. I respect it. I respect that you're a civil rights activist. I respect that. And I respect the fact that God says we have to forgive. Want to be forgiven? You got to forgive. But this is me talking to the pastor. What you're not understanding, pastor, is that Bible and your God, no disrespect, because I'm a praying man, that Bible and your God don't have no dealings in this here. This is our legal system. And we cannot let religion come in and tell us what we should and we should not do. Because you believe he has changed. Maybe he has. But until I'm satisfied, that door is not going to open. It's not. So you should go home, get you some rest, go preach next Sunday or whatever you do. He's not coming out. without reason, he stabbed his first wife to death. And now, he is accused of killing 4 children. Attempt to kill his first wife. And you're lobbying on him to become a free man. I think you should let God deal with this, Pastor, because we're not going to deal with it. We're not. The system is guilty too. Andrew says, this man was a devil, knowing he murdered ones. It could have been, he's one of us. He's one of us. He's one of us. And we let him out. If I was a judge and I was presiding over that case, and if it was in my power to give him life in prison without the possibility of parole, every time I would go in that courtroom doing his trial, I'd look at him and I'd give him that look like, when this is all over, when this is all over, the only way you coming out of a prison is in a box. I'm not letting you out. I'm not going to do it. He killed the wife of his child and their baby. And we let him out. And look what he did. And the same thing he did the first time. Tried to plead insanity. But this prosecutor said, he ain't crazy. He's in his right mind when he did it. And he's in his right mind today. And he's going to be in his right mind when we pronounce judgment on his black ass. The system dropped the ball on this one. This dude is a monster in human form. A monster in human form. And there was a lot of things that were not only disturbing to me about the case, but really pissed me off. It had to be the sentencing phase and how cocky he was. And when his ex-wife was speaking, he wouldn't look at him. He sat there like this. I wish he shut the hell up so I can go to my cell. That's it. He did not acknowledge her. And when he would, if he would bring up God in my courtroom, I don't know where he's at. Talk about somebody you know. Talk about somebody that you have a relationship with, because you don't have no relationship with the God that I serve. You don't, because he would have told you not to do it. So don't come in here with that bullshit. It's not going to make it any easier as far as sentencing is concerned. But since you brought him up, it's going to make it worse for you now, because you're playing, you're shucking and jiving. Miss Baptiste, good evening to you. He should have rotted in jail. I agree 1,000,000%. He should have rotted in jail. You have four children. Life was interrupted because of a nut. We have to stop, and I know sometimes the court takes pleas because they don't want to put the family through no more than they have already went through. I can understand that. And then they speak with the family. Will this be okay with you? Will that be okay with you? I can understand that. And then you want to save the state some money. I can understand that. But watch this here. If you got him dead to the right, and you know, well, you can't say it's a slam dunk, but if you know that you have enough evidence, if a jury hears the case, that it's a strong possibility that he'll go to prison for life or get death, run with it. Roll the ball. Let's do it. Let's do this. Crank it up. No sympathy. No sympathy. And then you get the two older daughters and you make the mother watch you shoot both of her daughters in the head because you fucked up in the mind with this killing shit. And the state will show you some leniency. No, no, no. No, dude, it don't work that way. No, no. It's bad enough you killed them, but you tied the mother down and made her watch you do it. Do you know how traumatizing that has to be for that woman? The judge was pissed. You could hear it when she was speaking. No, I don't think. Okay, I see it. The only good thing about this go round that he won't come out. He won't come out. He won't come out alive. It's just as simple as that. But the mother has to live with this. She has to live with the scar. And not only the visible scar that you can see, but the scar inside of her heart for her children. But he didn't give a damn. If you let him out today or tomorrow, eventually he will do it again. He will do it again. God walked in, blessed him, walked him out through a man of God, and then you come out and basically you do the same thing over. He played the insanity role the first time, he did it the second time. He called 911 the first time, he did it the second time. This is a game. I wouldn't be surprised that someone wouldn't start investigating him for the possibility that he might be a serial killer, and we don't know it. It wouldn't surprise me, because what's worse than what he did is what he's probably done that you and I don't know about, and we probably never will know. Tammy, always 100, never fake. You are late. I'm about to get out of here. Tomorrow night, I'm going to put you in time out. Why would you do this to me? Why? Why would you show up late? Why would you do it? Why? Go in time out. Tomorrow. Before we get out of here, mothers have to be extremely careful who they let come into their lives, especially when their children still live at home with them. You didn't get the notification. You know what? I believe you. This happens all the time, and I don't know what the hell be going on with YouTube, but it happens a lot that people don't get the notification. And it's nothing I can do. I mean, YouTube even made a video about it one day. The guy that worked for YouTube said they didn't know what the hell was going on, and I said, "I believe he's lying." But I'll look tomorrow and see if it's something in the settings that I can fix. I doubt it, but I promise you I will do that because it happens regularly. Just because he good to you, just because he sex you the way you want to be sexed, just because he wine you and dine you, have your toes curling and all that freaky shit, that still doesn't mean this is the man that you need to bring into your home and you have children there. Sometimes we can be orchestrating our own troubles, stumbling blocks, death, and we don't know it. Just because he's good to you doesn't mean he's going to be good to your children. Not necessarily. No, it doesn't. But now watch this. Watch this, and we're going to get out of here. Here's what a lot of men do. And I didn't say all men. I said here's what a lot of men do. And vice versa. A brother sees a woman that's appealing to him. And in his mind, already, he's fantasizing about being with her. In his mind. She's got his full undivided attention and she don't know it. Now watch this. Here's what the brother do a lot of before they make they move. The brother studies the sister. He studies you. That's what he do. And you don't know you're being studied. But school's in. You don't know it. By the time studying you comes to its end, here's what is happening. He know your strengths and he know your weaknesses. He know your likes. He know your dislikes. He know your favorite color, your favorite meal, your favorite dessert, favorite place to go, favorite things to do. Everything it is about you. He know about the relationship you just got out of. That was very, very chaotic. But you don't know he knows that. He's heard the conversations you've had with girlfriends and co-workers about how men have done you and the type of man that you want to come to you now. I'm preaching. Watch this. He knows this. He knows this about you. He's watching you, and you don't even know you're being watched, but he's watching you with a bird's eye view. Tammy made me laugh. Tammy, I says, I studied the ass too, amen. So when y'all meet, you're so happy, you're just smiling from ear to ear. You're happy as a sissy in the dick factory because he's telling you some things about yourself that makes you feel good about yourself. And you're like, it's like, Tasha, it's like he really know me. And you know me, I'm hard to please. No, you're not. Most people, male and female, that are easy to please are easy to fool. So now watch this. You think it was by chance. You think it was by coincidence that y'all met in Walmart, in the toy aisle. He had bumped into me. It wasn't. It wasn't. He studied you so. He had a date and time in his mind. At the right time, he would deliberately position himself in your path. And when he comes, he steps to you in the way he knows you will receive and you will love. Now let's say Johnny Dick don't have no job. From talking to your girlfriends and co-workers, he know one damn thing. You don't want no man, don't work. You don't want that. They can't step to me. No, not me, baby. So, yeah, I'm on my lunch break. I work down there at the restaurant down there. I'm the assistant manager. Yeah, I come down these times. Do you? Yeah, well, come by one day and see me. I go on vacation tomorrow, though. Nobody says. And you believe it. But you so wrapped up and caught up mentally, physically, and sexually into this brother. Damn the job. You don't see all the warning signs. Tammy. So Walmart sounds like my situation. And watch this. You can't see the warning signs because you're like a child in a candy store. Oh, there's so many good things up in here. Two weeks vacation's up. Going back to work, baby. All right. Went on back. This charade went on for about damn near a month. And then one day, it comes to the evening. He ain't talking to himself. And she's like, baby, what's wrong? Nothing, I'm fine, baby. How's your food? My food's fine. Something's going on with you. You can talk to me. We're one. We're one. I mean, if you got something on your mind, I want to put it on my mind. No, I don't want to burden you. You got your kids and stuff and everything and your own bills to pay. No, talk to me. See, he didn't ease money in there on your ass. And you missed it. So finally, long story short, I got laid off. What? I mean, what happened? Old white guy now, hard assistant man, and he nothing but a waiter. But him and the head man, they always talking and stuff. And then so they had to cut back and try to bust me down to a bus boy. And so I said, man, I ain't taking it out of there. So they gave the white man my position. Man, the white man nothing but a blue-eyed devil. Come here, baby, I love you. You'll find another job. Don't cry, you gonna make me cry. And y'all believe that shit. You carry that child in your womb. And you have to protect that child. Just like that child was still in your womb. I don't care if the biological daddy is there. You carry. The woman did, not the man. The woman carried the child for 9 months, or however the case may be. You don't let no harm or danger come to your children. Don't be so quick to fall in love because they say they love you. Girl, he know me. Girl, he know me. And girl, oh girl, he's so freaky, girl. Don't let Dick cloud your vision. Don't let Dick cloud your vision. Am I saying it's 100% the woman's fault when something go bad and a guy kills the kids and stuff? No, I'm not saying that. But here's what I am saying is that you make sure you know the one you think you know. It's as simple as that. Make sure you know them. Make sure that you're not sleeping with the enemy. Make sure that you're not sleeping with stranger danger to your children and yourself. Anytime a brother step to you, and I'm going to twist this up a bit, we got to go. The first thing a woman should ask a man, this is the first question. Write it down. This is the first question a woman should ask a man. And I'm so serious. What can you do for me that I can't do for myself? What are you going to bring to the table besides a swinging penis? Because if the necessary occur, I can make love to my damn self. So again, what can you do for me that I can't do for myself? What are you going to bring to the table besides a swinging penis? If it take too long to answer, leave it. You got to go. You got to go. It's just that simple. Men study you. And women, someone said a while ago, women do the same thing. It's as simple as that. But if you were to tell the truth before we leave, here's what we would say. Even the smartest people can be bamboozled, can be fooled, can be hoodwinked. It's like a resume. I'm getting ready to hire somebody, and they have a very impressive resume. I like it. And they talk well. So along with their talk and their impressive resume, they walk themselves up on the job. But one thing I know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, and heaven backing me up, I don't care how impressive that resume is, you never know what you got until you get it. Girl, he changing. No, he's not changing. No. Quita, look at me, Quita. He's not changing, Quita. Quita, that's the real him. He was camouflaged when he stepped to you in Walmart. If he had came to you as he was, he never would have laid in your bed. He ain't changing. That's him. That's him. Girl, y'all don't know what's going on. She changing, hollering out and throwing shit in the fire, girl. He's like, well, I don't know what's going on. I can't even talk to him no more. I ain't never seen him like this. I'll be glad when he snap out of it. He can't snap out of it. That's him. I'm Al Scott with Injustice Investigation. I love you all. Victor Willing in the creek don't rise. And tomorrow night, our story takes us to Louisiana. Remember, I'm not always right, and you are not always wrong. Y'all have a good night. Thank you.